What up, AfterBuzzers? We are going to be talking the Sweet Vicious after show tonight. We have a lot going on. It was a crazy episode. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We freaked out to this song.
This is such a good song.
It is. I Spy. It's so appropriate too.
Right?
The lights. I love when the lights are.
It's like a real party in here.
Yes, welcome to the Sweet Vicious after show for season 1, episode 5. All eyes on me, not me specifically, but the name of the episode. All eyes on me. I am Ryann Graham, one of your hosts here tonight. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham and on Instagram at Instagram. And I am joined by my lovely co-host. Where can we find you guys on the internet?
What's up, guys? I'm your host, Christine Alexis. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Christine Bean.
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel, and check out my blog, catslipstickla.com. I just did a new article, How to Get Over Someone in 15 Easy Steps.
Ooh, 15 steps.
Yeah, check it out.
I need to.
Yeah.
I got so many
Gotta get over all of it.
All the people.
Oh, list.
Yes, there's a list. Oh, well, speaking of getting over things, I'm going to segue with getting over this segue. That was a terrible
That was
segue.
a great segue.
Thank you.
Man.
I tried.
Moving
right
through.
along. Speaking of moving through, we are going to be driving the ship like Get In, which
There
is
you
an
go.
app in Sweet Vicious. It all comes full circle.
That's good.
I
like it.
Yeah,
Snaps.
so in this episode, they kind of go into this whole other aspect of what our modern culture is, which is a ride-sharing app called Get In. So I don't know. Before we dive into the episode, I did want to play another game of Sweet and Vicious.
Oh.
I brought the sticks back today.
This is my favorite game.
Yeah, so let's just start right there. Ride-sharing apps. Do we think that they are sweet or vicious? 3, 2, 1. Sweet. Oh, whoa. Okay. Am I just the negative Nancy here? Why sweet? What do you mean?
Okay, it gets you from point A to point B. And, when you visit home, you come to the airport, what friend wants to pick you up at 5:45 p.m. at LAX? No one, so Uber does. And as much as this episode terrified me, and I think terrified all of us of those kinds of apps, hopefully 99% of the time, it's a fine ride.
Okay.
Yeah, same. It's been super clutch for me. Just, nights where you don't want to worry about driving home. It's coming clutch. Not in this episode at all.
Scary in this episode. See,
I'm glad that we put that in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
this episode, it scared you away.
But real life, it's all great.
See, I guess for me, I just don't like when my Ubers talk to me. Maybe am I a terrible person for that?
You are posh. You're like,
I'm
That's
oh, no.
what you don't like. You're like, out of all the things,
that's
I just
why
like
it's
when they
vicious.
talk to me. I don't want to be spoken to. Don't speak to me unless you're spoken to.
No, I guess I'm just thinking Saturday mornings. I'm like, please, I just want to go to bed in this Uber. Go home. Please do not talk to me. But that's just me.
you've had the chatty Uber drivers, huh?
And I'm like, oh god.
I have
please,
to. I've
it's
had
not.
an hour-long ride because when you go home for the holidays and the line is the worst, and it was an hour-long Uber ride with this guy that kept telling me about his daughter, nonstop. And at one point, I didn't know what to say. I was like,
cool.
Oh, cool. She sounds nice.
What do you even say?
Yeah,
oh my
okay,
god.
cool.
It's fun.
Okay, so the next one, blind dates, because we saw a blind date in this episode. So do we think that blind dates are sweet or vicious? Okay, a little different. Sweet.
Divided.
Okay, so why vicious and why sweet?
Blind dates to me are stupid. I first of all, I don't think it's really possible to have a blind date nowadays. There's just too many forms of social media and ways to search somebody for it to be blind. And I don't know. It's awkward for me personally. I like to know a little bit about someone before I just
Jump
right in. So it's just, especially if they go bad. Ooh.
Yeah. Have you had a bad
blind date?
I have.
Oh gosh.
I've had a bad blind date. Nice guy, but I couldn't listen to him talk about his cat for another 30 minutes before
God,
he
do you have
asked
his number?
me. No, right? We need to-
Good.
Didn't even
After
ask
the
me
show.
anything about myself, but I can tell
he's
you
one of those guys.
how
Everything
often
about
his
his
cat eats, what his cat likes to play with,
Weird.
this weird thing that his cat does when he comes home late at night, all of that.
That also
But-
sounds weird.
Okay, I get it. I get why
it
you
was
think
vicious.
I
it's
changed my
vicious.
mind.
Nothing
Vicious.
against cats, though.
Oh my god, thanks, Christine. I would say sweet because I love that friends set people up on dates, and I love when they're blind dates because I feel like we know too much about everyone nowadays. And if you can truly keep it blind. I don't have any idea who this person is. Give it a chance. Give your friend a shot. Hopefully your friend knows you well. I think it's the idea that I find sweet about it. But maybe it could be terrible.
Yeah,
However, I've been on a lot of like not blind dates, and they've been terrible. So
really,
let's just
moral of the story: dating is terrible.
Dating in LA is especially terrible.
Amen.
Right.
Oh my God.
Amen.
Okay, a couple more. So we saw that Jules planned this big surprise art gallery for Tyler, and we'll get into that later. But do we think big surprises for your boyfriend or girlfriend sweet or vicious? Like you're receiving it. You are the person receiving this big surprise, sweet or vicious?
Okay, that's soon into a relationship.
Oh
vicious.
my God, we're
Oh wow,
excited.
wow. We all so much in common, guys.
No, I just don't like being surprised. So
I love
would
being
be like Tyler.
surprised. I don't love that kind of. I don't love like being 3 weeks into dating someone, them not really knowing me, and then being like, "Look what I did for you." I'd be like, "Okay, that's fun. I'm gonna go home now." And then it's awkward because you have to act like it's even if you don't like it, you don't know them well enough to tell them. Otherwise, they get
valid.
offended, and then you have to sit outside their door and set up stars all
In
over the room.
100%. We did learn that if you ever make someone angry,
If you
just
mess
set
up,
stars in their
just break into their room and fill it with lights, and
Yeah.
they'll love you again.
Well, why is sweet, Christine? Why is sweet?
I think it's sweet. Okay, see, the way you phrased it, yes, that does sound a bit vicious and a little too forward. But in general, like big surprises by your sig other, I think is super cute, especially if it's done right. It shows that they took that extra step to like not just like plan a nicer date or just, you know, they picked you up something you might like from the store. It's like they went above and beyond to make sure that you were surprised. You know how hard it is to surprise somebody?
It's true.
You know, so I think if you can pull off a really good surprise, personally, I'm tickled. Like, that's the best.
Tickled pink.
Tickle pink. I love that. So, okay, what about multiple night stands? Because we saw Ophelia kind of backtracking and repeating with Evan this week. So, if you had a one night stand and you, I don't know how
That's
you
the thing,
call
you're hating
multiple night
someone.
stands. That's
Hating.
hashtag that. And remember, you can always join us in the live chat. We're in the live chat on the YouTube live page. Do definitely join us and tell us if you think these things are sweet or vicious. But multiple night stands, because I don't know what else to call it, sweet or vicious. Ooh. Are you just choosing based off of us?
No, I'm gonna go sweet.
I think sweet, because I think specifically this sweet one is sweet because I love seeing Evan and Ophelia. Because I was just thinking, I was like, is Ophelia ever going to get some love? And I was like, oh, I loved her and Evan in this episode. I thought it was so cute. And I think he's kind of like melting some of that ice that she puts up. Thoughts? I don't know.
Okay, I think that Ophelia and Evan they were a very rare case. I think a lot of the times, if you treat a guy the way Ophelia treated Evan, it would have just stayed a one-night stand. And I think that it's best to get to know someone a little bit, you know, slower. And I feel like that it builds up a good relationship and doesn't set off expectations from the very beginning. So I feel like for a solid foundation, like a good relationship to build off of, it shouldn't start with a one-night stand. I think if it's a one-night stand, do it once, do it twice, but stop after that. After that, no.
Well, what do you think about leave behinds? Is that what Ophelia called him today? Or Evan called him? Like,
Leave
you left this
behinds.
behind. Like, leaving something behind so that person has to come back or you have to go talk to them again. What do you think about that? As like when you're talking about like one night stands? Because I don't think I've ever left anything behind. I am very much like, let's get out.
I feel like that's awfully forward of them
yeah.
and confident, especially if it's a one-night stand.
Yeah.
Even the second one-night stand. I had a guy once leave a toothbrush.
You had a guy leave a toothbrush?
Yeah.
Did you throw it
I
away?
was like seeing him, but
No,
still,
no.
early on, he left a toothbrush, and I was like, I don't know you well enough for you to be like, I'm gonna move in, leave a
So
toothbrush.
you were not invited.
Takes long enough to like get
There
a
wasn't
drawer
a
in place.
conversation before he left the toothbrush. He just like
He just
placed
did
it
it.
there and like left.
And then he was
Bring
like,
it.
"Oh, you fell for my toothbrush trick or something like it was a move," and I'm like, "That's the dumbest move."
No. Oh no.
Oh,
That's
and
just...
the Canadian Witch and Michelle D, thank you so much for being with us tonight. It looks like the Canadian Witch says that the blind date would be vicious. I don't know. I
Agreed.
yeah,
I feel you.
You're there.
Well, I feel you on why you feel that way.
Multiple night stand. Oh, sorry.
Oh no. Go ahead. I forgot what we were doing. Leave behinds. That's
Leave
the one?
behind.
Leave behind.
Yes.
Yes. So,
Sweet or
yeah,
vicious?
sweet or vicious.
Ooh, it depends if you're
For one-night stands.
for one night stand.
Yeah, for a one night stand
Okay,
specifically.
if the one night stand went good and you wanted to be a second night stand, a leave behind is a good way to go.
Okay.
But if it didn't, that's vicious because then if it's real, like I've left my favorite leather jacket.
Oh,
The way she goes,
Oh, no.
favorite tenses up. Did you not get it back?
I never got it back, and I'm I'm like,
I knew that.
See, moments like that, I'm like, damn it, no. I shouldn't have left it. So that's when it's vicious. But if you want to see that person again,
It's kind of sweet. So it's a borderline thing. Kind of.
yeah. I'm like, here you go. There you go.
Oh my god! Yeah, it just flips around. You never know.
I'm like a living boomerang. Just
Yeah. We also have, it looks like Joey or Joel. I can't really see. It looks like Joel, actually. Hi, Joel. Thank you for joining us as well.
Hi.
You all are all welcome to chime in whenever you feel. But yeah, so that was all the sweet vicious of today.
Fun.
So let's dive right into this episode. So we talked about the ride-sharing app Get In earlier. So we see Rachel, who's at a bar, and she is talking to this guy, and then she gets a little too drunk. Well, what we thought was a little too drunk. And then she goes off into the Get In, which is like an Uber in the sweet vicious world. And she goes off and like this attack happens, and that is frightening. No,
Yeah, that
like,
is so frightening.
Whoa.
I love Christine called it right off the bat.
Yeah.
Little naive me was hoping, oh my gosh, maybe he was just a nice guy because he was even like get home safe,
Yeah.
and then left her, didn't pressure her. I was like, oh my god,
What a
nice guy. And then Christine like, nah. Do you see his hand that just went over the cup? Roofied her.
who hands somebody a cup like this? Like,
also
let me know.
unsanitary.
Yeah,
it's
kind
so
of very
hard drink
unsanitary.
I think my like waitressing bartending days like caught up with me. It's like you never hand someone a cup like that. Like it just doesn't happen
That's
unless you're like,
yeah.
here you go.
Oh, yeah.
Suspect.
That's good. So you are all like, if you ever go anywhere, you want to take Christine with you because she has her
got
eyes
your
on
back.
us. Like, that's not right. No, yeah, I completely missed that. So like to me, like it just blows my mind that someone would be in partnership with them because like how would you even plan for that person to pick up the Uber, right? That's where I was like, how can you even plan that out that way? That would
That's the
creep me
most
out.
psycho partnership to ever
Yeah.
come about. To be like,
Seriously.
hey, bro, I have an idea. Like, that's mental.
Yeah.
And then the first guy you talked to was like, yeah,
Let's do
yeah,
this,
we'll
bro."
take him to the middle of nowhere.
creepy.
That's terrifying.
It was disgusting. These guys.
Gosh.
The thing is,
They were slimy.
Yeah,
Ugh.
these guys felt very cocky about it. And I was like, I really don't like them. And that's like, like they seemed like they were like no shame about it.
They were reveling in the fact that these girls were confused, and that's just awful. Like,
Yeah.
you're pitiful. Like, you can't get someone to soberly have sex with you, so you need to drug them and drag them somewhere against their will. I mean, overarching theme of the assholes who do
Yeah.
things like this.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, and then you put them in a car. Like, that's just there's so many levels of creepiness.
Yeah.
So creepy. I think this is our first example of a serial rapist or serial
Yeah.
offender,
Yeah.
at least at this
That's
point in
true.
the show, which I loved because a lot of the time, I mean, not a lot of the time so far, but like there has been still like a gray area in some of these
Yeah.
episodes. Bad, but this is like I think the worst monster that we've seen thus
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
Because like, you're right, they've all had like variant levels, but these guys seem to be the most malicious and most
Yeah.
active about what they
And
would
the
do.
catfish guy.
Oh yeah,
On the
he
catfish
seemed to,
guy
he
was
appeared
bad.
to have like his own like
But-
agenda
it's
too.
But
like
this
you're
was the first
doing it a
time
lot.
they were beat up and then like laughed, like still smiling. Like that's
Yeah.
what freaked me out the most about them. Like at first I was like, oh, they're just like the other guys, whatever. Even though they made a whole plan, like oh my gosh, it's just disgusting.
It was weird.
Ugh.
Well, let's get on to someone who's not disgusting, and let's talk a little bit about Tyler and how adorable Tyler and Jules are. So they have this date under the stars, and they're like having this moment, and then Jules kind of like freaks out. She's like, I think that hunter killed the stepsister, the princess's sister. And I was like, oh my god, are you telling on yourself?
I know. And then he tried
Seriously.
joking about it, like, yeah, whenever I accidentally kill sisters, and she's like,
She
I
freezes.
was kidding. And she's like, yeah, but I wasn't.
Yeah. Oh my god,
That
like that.
moment was so cheeky. It was cute though.
Did it not
was
scare you?
cute.
I was like, oh my god,
It
she's
did.
gonna tell on herself.
I thought she was gonna have verbal diarrhea and just like let it all out.
Yeah.
Oh my, I'm glad she didn't though. And then we also get to know a little bit more about her mom because she kind of tells her mom was an amateur astronomer, and like we kind of hear a little bit about their bond and how they have that connection. So I thought that this moment was sweet on a couple of levels, simply because sweet. It was sweet.
It was pretty sweet.
It's a sweet
on multiple
moment.
levels.
Pretty sweet. Yeah.
But it was just cool to see them like have this moment that was really sweet together, and then you hear her talk about her mom. And then did anyone feel like it was weird that he was kind of standoffish talking about his family? And did anyone want to? I was wondering why was he so weird about that, because like he instantly shut it down, like in a fun way. Like he wasn't mean about it, but I felt like he shut talking about his family down, and I was like, what's that about?
Well, I feel like when you have a sour relationship with someone in your family, it's not typically what you bring up. I mean, we have to remember, as much as that they're like the sweetest couple, they've only been together for a few weeks. So like to throw that into the relationship that fast, they clearly have a bad relationship, and it's like he clearly has some trouble like opening up. for like example with his art, that's how he shows his feelings. So I guess that's also why he doesn't want to talk about his feelings with his mom, because it's a bad relationship.
Right.
I feel the same. I think he might come from a broken home, and especially considering the first interaction that Jules has had with his family is his deadbeat stepbrother and everything that's going on. I'm sure he didn't want to bring up another situation where like, yeah, actually me and my mom don't get along, or whatever the case is with her. He probably was just being self-conscious about not wanting to reveal so much about his troubling family life that exists.
No, I mean, and I feel like that's definitely playing into it, especially like I think he's dealing with his brother's thing, but I don't feel like he's opening up to Jules somewhat, but not all the way, because I feel like he kind of like glazed over it this episode, like until that Claire, I believe was her name, came to him at the bar and brought it up again. It was kind of like, not that he forgot, because we left last episode where he was like in the cemetery and was like, oh, where's my, like, where are you? And I'm like, to me, I would freak out if I was calling my brother and then I realized that he left his snowboard and the last place his phone pinged was in a cemetery. Would you guys not freak out about your brother? And
I would think he killed someone.
Oh, really? See, I
wouldn't think that his brother was that, because think about it this way: he was charged for sexual assault and rape as well, right? Not just sexual.
I think at least sexual assault.
At least sexual assault
And multiple charges.
Yeah,
multiple
there's
charges.
three girls.
Yeah,
now,
three
So
girls came forward.
serial rapist. And then he was in trouble with the law. And then the last place he was seen or pinged was a cemetery. I'd be like, he's burying a body.
Oh, yeah.
And then he pieced out and he's not really snowboarding. Because I wouldn't think that, especially if my brother was texting me, I wouldn't be like, someone hacked him. And then he's actually dead. And like, I would not think that.
There aren't enough breadcrumbs yet for him to think
not
that.
yet. Even though... Girl, she opens up a little too much. I'm like worried.
Well, I guess he's also like rose-colored lenses with Jules, so like I don't think he's on her trail at all.
She could
she's
say
so
it and he'll be like,
oh, that's adorable.
It's literally like the happy face emoji with the heart eyes
Yeah.
around her. It's just
always.
like, tell me more.
Can you guys do his voice? He has like a very distinct voice. It's like...
Jules, I can't. I wish I could.
I can't.
It's like just raspy
Jules.
enough.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's like hot, but it's like Jewel. It's like raspy.
Jules,
Yeah, I mean, you know, my art show. I don't know.
Oh, good.
I didn't know you were trying to do an impression.
No, I loved it. It was. Oh
But
my
you
God.
said my art show. You're like,
Is
I'm
Nick
so
Fink
sorry,
in the
Nick
room?
Fink.
Right?
I'm so
Nick?
sorry.
He's back, guys.
Is Nick here? Well, speaking of Tyler's art show, so Jules is so smitten with Tyler that she throws him this surprise art show. She gets Ophelia and Kennedy to help her plan this whole thing, and she's like jazzed about it. And it does not appear that Tyler felt the same way when he shows up to this art show. And that's what we were talking about, the surprises. I feel like I would be like him, because art is such a sensitive thing that it's like, when you're ready to show it, you show it, and if not, you're not. So like, I don't know. I wasn't angry at Jules, but I was kind of annoyed. I'm like, that's something that you don't just do.
To me, that's the equivalent of having a friend who sings but has never performed, and then surprising her by putting her up on a stage and be like, go, do it.
It's all the time in movies.
It does.
And then it works out.
It usually does.
And then they become a star. It's like, oh,
In this case, it didn't work out. And as much as I did go sweet for big surprises, I was kind of annoyed with Jules in this episode, especially because one thing I pulled out from their conversation when he was talking about why he hasn't had an art show yet, he said, like, you know, it's a big deal. It takes a lot of planning. So for her to just be like, okay, I'm going to whip one together for you in 24 hours and there you go, splat, that's it. I felt like she, like, robbed him of the opportunity to, like, muster up the courage to show his art and let it come from a place that's genuine instead of, like, just forcing it to do, just to say you had an art show. That's, like, what it seemed like. So I'm sure it was well-intended. Like, she wanted to share his art, but, like, it was just not the right way to go about it.
I agree.
It was like she was listening to him, but she wasn't listening
Exactly.
to him.
All about active listening.
Yeah.
She just thought like, oh, let me just give you an art show then.
Yeah.
It's like, no, like it's special to him. It's hard for him. It's something that's like sensitive. Let him do it.
Especially when people were poking fun at it throughout or not necessarily making fun of, but like making comments, and it was like, oh.
The whole episode.
one guy.
Colors. Colors.
It's
Like,
color.
No, that one guy in front of him that was like, I don't like this color that you did or whatever, like going on about that. First of all, if the artist is right there, I would never be like,
don't like this.
I don't know about this
Seriously.
one. I don't like how you like drew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, who does that? It's so rude. I at least like keep it on the inside. If the artist is there,
Exactly.
talk about it with your friends later.
Afterward, tweet about it.
Or
Tweet
ask
about it.
him what was the
Subtweet.
inspiration. Like, why did he choose that color? It's like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not so sure I would have chosen this color. What made you choose it?
Right. Figure out what is going on in the art.
Communication
And
skills.
like you said, Michelle, art is it's personal to the creator. That is very true. I think Erykah Badu has a quote where it's like, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my... I don't
Yeah.
know if I can curse them. So yeah, so it's like that. Everyone, artists are sensitive. Did anyone else pick up on that line that Kennedy had when she was kind of pressuring them to have sex? So she goes, "Oh, did you guys do it?" And she goes, "Oh, tonight is the night." Did it make anyone else uncomfortable? Because I was like, I feel really uncomfortable by you guys talking about this.
I just felt uncomfortable for Jules because I know she wants to move slowly. So
Yeah.
then to also have that added pressure in the back of your mind because your friend is saying it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, if she's saying it, maybe he's thinking it, and then I have to, how am I going to do this? And then I would get stuck in my head.
Oh wow.
But like the actual, I mean, if your best friend was like, oh my god, like tonight's probably the night because you're doing this whole thing, it's like playful because it's your best
girl
friend.
Girl talk.
Yeah.
The girls talk.
Especially someone like Kennedy who's like always in your business. I'm not
Valid.
surprised that she's
Valid.
like,
Oh right, she's like, when you gonna have sex?
seriously, like, did it go in yet? Like, I mean, come on. Like,
That's
So
true.
true.
That
So true.
does seem like a
Typical
Kennedy. thing. That's okay.
lovely.
Look,
All
it's
right,
okay.
live TV, guys.
We'll be okay.
We'll be all right.
So Kennedy definitely. I'm gonna sit that there. Kennedy. Yes, we're gonna get that out of there. So
Nice,
another
thank
thing that happens. So another thing that with Kennedy and Nate. So Nate, Kennedy and sorry, that threw me off a little bit. Kennedy and Jules start to have this bond kind of rebuild with each other, and you see them rebuilding that relationship. They're saying, "Oh, it's going back to the old us."
Yeah.
And Kennedy mentions this to Nate, and then he
His face.
in true F-boy manner, he's like,
Yes.
"Oh, Jules is happy. Let me go screw that up." Like, that scene was
God.
so. I felt so bad.
But that
for
scene
Jules.
also left me with a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe some things didn't like get through to me. Maybe it got through to you guys.
Yeah.
But the timing seems weird because he said that they cheated.
Right.
But Kennedy also mentioned in a flashback, or when Jules and her were jogging last episode, that she met Nate the same week that she met Kennedy. I mean,
Right.
that she met Jules. No.
Right, and so what I think,
like,
from what we
where
can
was
gather,
the
I think
cheating
that they're
happening?
sophomores now. I think that they are sophomores in college, all of them.
Right.
And I think what happened was they started, Kennedy and Nate started dating, and then
Okay.
they cheated. And what I think happened is that Nate is either denying it or trying to project a narrative onto Jules. So he's like, yeah, we cheated, so Jules can take some blame for it too, because I think he knows what he did, and I think he knows that he like raped her, but he's trying to say we cheated. No, we did this together, because I think that because Jules and Kennedy are getting closer, I think he is worried.
That she'll say something.
Right, and so he's
Yeah.
trying to
So he
cover
doesn't
his
want to take the
ass.
blame for
Definitely
Right.
think he's trying to change the narrative.
Right.
I think that part of him, hope a part of him understands that he raped her.
Yeah.
But I think another
Oh.
part of him is totally in denial about it,
Oh, yeah.
and is telling himself, no, we just hooked up. We
Yeah,
just hooked
we
up.
did this together.
And so then he wanted to reassure that that's what happened, getting the story straight just in case. I don't think he went into it like, she's having a good week, I'm gonna make it bad. I think now that
Yeah.
she's having a good week, he's like, good, we're gonna make this story what I want it to be.
Right. Like he's like.
So it has to come out soon then. If he's trying to lock down this story, that means it's gonna come out.
Well, I think, which we can get into a little bit later, I think that it has to start coming out because what we saw in the end, we know that now that has become a thing. So now people know that these vigilantes are a thing.
Yeah.
And so the wheels are turning on campus. So I think that obviously when people figure out that they are vigilantes, they're going to want to know who, and they're going to want to know why. And we all know that this stems back from Nate and Jules in that incident. So I think that, so we saw that those two things happened this episode, and it's starting to turn those gears because it's all going to have to come out. Or maybe not all of it, but at least that.
I think it definitely will, especially that because in part of the clip for next week, or for the next episode rather, I think Ophelia is saying to Jules, like, Harris definitely thinks you're the vigilante. Like, it seems like it's gonna come out that she's the one doing it, and not that she has a partner in crime with her. So I feel like her story is gonna be the one that's told.
I didn't even think about that. You're right, though.
You think Jules or Ophelia?
Jules is gonna take the blame.
In the preview to next episode, Ophelia's talking to Jules. She's like, Harris definitely thinks you're the vigilante.
However, or is Harris just going to figure out that at least one of them is a vigilante and not getting out to the public? Because I feel like if it gets out to the public, then what are they going to do for season 2? Because I don't see like the law being like, go beat up dudes. Oh, you accidentally killed one? It's cool.
No,
Or they could or it could come out and then they can tackle what happens after to like a sexual assault survivor when she tries to take back her, like what she lost or try and, regain her strength in that kind of way. Like what happens after? Yeah. Do people support you or do they hate you for going after the people who did wrong to you? Which often happens.
Because people they are re-victimized. Because it's like, not only did it happen to you, but then people are like, well, why would you bring this up? And then you become the victim all over again. It's a terrible cycle. But Harris is definitely on the trail. Like, he's teaming up with Officer Barton in the security office, and they're, like, tracking these cases and going and meeting with these guys who've been assaulted on campus. And he's definitely figuring out that something's going on. And he even catches Ophelia in a lie, which... I mean, I guess I get why she's lying, but at the same time, I kind of don't know why. Like, I feel like, of all people, why wouldn't you tell Harris the truth? Because everyone else in this show, Ophelia, you know Harris the best, right? And he knows her the best. So, like, why wouldn't you just, like, at least... I don't know. Is that me? Am I being weird about that? I feel like, why would you lie to him, of all people?
About being a vigilante?
About any of it. Why wouldn't you just open up and be like, Harris, this is what's happening, this is why I'm doing it, this is what's happening. You know what I mean?
Because it almost, like... I mean, you don't know how people are going to react to that. I mean, even if it's your best friend, it comes down to, like, what you think is right and wrong. As much as we can, be like, yeah, they're kicking butt, someone else might react differently and be like, you should let the law take care of it. You should let our system take care of it.
And considering the relationship dynamic they already have, he's always, like, I know he's her friend and he cares about her, but he does reprimand her and tries to steer her on the straight and narrow path, like, oh, you're going to, you should do this, you should do that. So I can see her apprehension to maybe telling him that she's doing something like this. Yeah. She probably doesn't have it all figured out herself, even though they look like they're, kicking ass, taking names. We see in this episode that it really, like, I think hit her on a different level of what they're doing because now she's partially experienced it. Oh, yeah. Right. And that might just create a whole nother layer. Yeah. Maybe that's why she hasn't said anything yet.
And let's dive right into that, actually. So Ophelia uses herself as bait for the the attackers. Yeah. So she gets in the car with them and pretends to be drunk, and then they take her to a different location, and they attempt to attack her. And, like, Ophelia has this very strong personality, but you can see that this actually shakes her. And Michelle D in the comments, actually, when she was talking about Harris, she goes, Harris knows something is going on because of the necklace lie. Plus, one of the girls got cut during tonight's fight. And so I do think that that's going to come out. I think it was Jules, actually, who got stabbed.
Twice, right?
Crazy.
Yeah. So I actually think both of them got cut, but Jules got, like, stabbed. Yeah, she got stabbed. She was on the ground.
Whatever they used to puncture the tires is what he grabbed.
Oh my God, that fight scene, was nuts, so.
Oh, someone agrees with your theory about season 2.
Well, this is the Canadian witch, but they come out into the open aside from Harris. I don't know how they will work with season 2 unless they are discovered on the last episode of season 1. Valid. That's true. Because, I don't know how else the show can continue. Because what would they do from there except because if you know who Batman, like, taking it in a metaphor, if you know who Batman is, it's like, okay, well, it's like, it's not the same as not knowing who he is. Does that make sense?
Feel you.
So it's weird. Yeah. But I think...
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We will do predictions. So
we'll
tell us your predictions, and we can save those for the end, because there are some predictions. But yeah, so we see that Ophelia is affected by this attack in the car, even though she tries to put on the front. And did anyone think it was weird when Evan shows up afterwards, and she almost immediately is like, well, if you want to stay... Like, to me... I've never been a victim of sexual assault, so I cannot speak to that experience, but I just imagine that the last thing I would want to do is be with another person.
Well, she was attacked.
Okay,
like,
valid.
It didn't go to where it was going to go, so she felt like they could come back after her. I think she felt scared and wanted someone to make her feel safe, as I think anyone does. Once you trust someone, like kind of knows this guy. Those guys were monsters. She didn't experience going on a date, enjoying the date, and then afterwards it being a date rape. And like this was a different situation where I think after that kind of attack, you would want someone to stay because you are scared, and that was a very, very terrifying experience.
I think he also came at the right moment.
So
I think
true. With pizza?
With pizza, hello,
That
makes
is so true.
everything
That
better.
does make it- you're right,
He came
valid.
with pizza, and he came at a time where I think Ophelia was finally starting to let herself like admit that she likes him. So it's like, okay, I kind of like this guy. I'm really vulnerable right now. I really could use some TLC. Boom, shows up with pizza at the door. Yeah, I'd let him in.
Sold.
Of course,
Right?
I'm
Wait,
sold.
you got pizza?
Oh my
Got
God.
pizza?
Why
Got pizza?
didn't-
Come on in, boy.
And the right kind. He's I've done research.
Oh my
I've
gosh,
seen
I
your
love
posts.
that.
I know
Yeah.
what you like.
I think that's so cute when you like
Thank
admit to like
you.
stalking me on social media.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Thank God.
Only if it's to get the right kind of pizza.
Yeah.
Like,
If you're like,
just disclaimer.
that vacation you went on 5
5
years
years
ago,
ago.
how was it?
How
like,
was it?
Right?
How was
I saw you tagged in
How's
Bora
your cousin
Bora
Tom?
in your cousin's wedding in like 2006. I'm like, dude.
That looks like so much fun.
How's your cousin Tom? I love that. That's funny. Because that would be very frightening to be like, oh, what do you mean? How do you know Tom?
Right? Pizza's another thing.
No, I like that Evan, because he showed up to the art show unannounced
Yeah.
essentially, and
He's trying.
Yeah, he's trying. I
It's
dig
cute.
it. I dig it. Do we think he'll stay around?
Yeah.
I hope
now
he
he
does.
will.
Sweet.
I say
He
he's
is
sweet.
I think he's sweet.
He is.
I like Ophelia. Ophelia.
Ooh, or would it be
Ophelia?
Owen. Oven.
Oven?
Oven.
Oven.
It's usually the girl's name
Oven.
first, right? Oven.
Oven. Oh, does it go girl guy?
Usually does.
It's Gyler. Yeah, I guess you're right now. Oven. We approve. Hashtag
Oven.
Oven.
Hashtag Oven.
Yeah. Oh, the Canadian witch I was a victim of. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. So she understands how she felt with saying that.
Wow.
Okay, no, that's something I can't relate to, but I thank you for sharing that with us, so you can understand a little bit of where Ophelia might be coming from in this instance, because I feel like that's something you go through. That if you go through, it's definitely again kind of like art in a sense that it's personal and that everybody takes it differently. So thank you, the Canadian witch, for sharing that with us. But Oven, I do think is going to be a cute thing to see flourish as this season goes on, and then hopefully in the future seasons. I just hope he doesn't turn out to be a bad guy. I don't know, because I just have this like thing with TV where I'm like, they like to turn good people bad. Game of Thrones has really hurt my heart, so I just don't trust anyone. And I'm like, I don't want Evan to turn out to be this horrible person.
I don't either. I feel like Ophelia needs some love.
Yeah.
Everybody has somebody
So
except
you
her.
do.
Like,
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
Everyone's all booed up.
How do you
because
feel?
Harris has Fiona.
How do you guys feel about that? Because I don't think I like the relationship. And
Fiona and
I think
Harris?
they're weird.
Something is strange. I don't know if maybe that moment in the episode threw me off.
When Fiona just kind of like, oh yeah, let me tell you all of these things about Ophelia. Like she just spills all the beans on her. But
Or like, I think it was when Kennedy was like, oh, or Jules like,
The
oh,
extra
he really
credit
likes-
thing?
Yeah, the extra credit thing. Was
And
that
then he
weird?
was like,
yeah,
no.
it did feel
What?
weird. Yeah, I was like, what is that? She stopped going to extra credit. Like what?
Weird.
What does that
was,
mean?
I
That's why
don't
I'm
get
like,
that at all. That was such an awkward moment, and they dropped it.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no explanation behind what extra credit, A, B, like, why would she stop going for Harris? What is that?
Yeah.
It felt, I think that's what I don't like about their relationship. I think that they are cute together, but I'm just like, I feel like I'm not as invested.
I feel what you're saying, because I feel a disconnect.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
whenever we see Gyler together, even what is it? Oven.
Oven. We decided Oven.
Even Oven, it's like cute. There's chemistry with like oh gosh, what is her name?
Fiona
Fiona and
and-
Harris.
it's just like, what?
It's like yeah, they say like some flirty lines, but there's such a disconnect. Like it feels like more so every single time they meet, it's like a new time they've met for the first time, and they're like picking up
Yeah.
each other at the bar. Like that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like the relationship's growing.
Yeah.
I think it is because we don't see them outside of those. Oh hey, like they just
That's
pop
all
up
it
together,
is.
and it's like, oh okay, I guess you're dating.
Yeah.
Like, it feels weird.
Surprisingly enough, now that we're examining this, I feel like they're actually the most accurate representation of like when you start talking to somebody on the show.
Oh.
Because like there's
Okay.
chemistry, obviously, because you find some common interests, you start hooking up, and then it's cool. You do things together, but you're not
Okay.
actually together, and it doesn't actually
Okay.
progress anywhere.
So Gyler
Wow.
isn't realistic, you're saying?
They're just like perfect.
You're saying
I
we'll
think
never get a Tyler
you're trying to tell
Jules in
us.
our
no,
life.
I think that they're all realistic, but that one is the
Christine's
most.
being a little
Yeah, you're
vicious.
a wee vicious. God, we'll never get a Tyler is what you're
I'm
telling
gonna
us.
sweeten the pot a little bit and my mess on the table as you guys are joining us live. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe that's just like
I
it's,
feel what
it's
you're
probably
saying.
just like a shallow relationship. It's probably just there to pass the time.
I love that you
True.
point that out because like I've never looked at them that way, but now that you say that, I'm like, you were so correct about
Yeah.
it.
They
about how
bonded over like
relationships work.
law. They
Yeah.
did that one paper
Yeah.
together. They had like their thing, and then
You're
it's
right.
like it seems like now they're just having sex. Like that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It does seem like
Yeah,
that's
it's like they're
exactly
just
what it
boning.
is. They're just kind of hooking up at this point. Like it's not a relationship.
It's still
and they don't have
college.
to say that it is college. True.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that
yeah.
it's just like there. Like it's for us to. It's up for interpretation. Where it's not just like their boyfriend boyfriend and girlfriend. It's
it's like, what are they?
everyone's kind of got someone, regardless of labels, etc.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And I guess the other thing that just I love that Fiona is almost like a terrible sorority sister, because she's not really, but she just is so open about sharing all these things, because she's spilling. Well, I guess Ophelia's not her sorority sister, but she's like, yeah, Ophelia found this in the alley, but Jules said she found it out front of the house, and it's like she just is full of information, and she has no sense of let me not say this.
Especially the way she says it.
She's so oblivious.
Like, yeah,
I love
actually,
it.
yeah.
I love
Well,
it.
she has no idea. This
like,
girl
yeah.
just is like, yeah, the necklace. Yeah, Jill told us she found it outside of the thing. Like, it did not cross her
It
mind that
doesn't
this was connected to a vigilante and like
No,
a
yeah.
mystery that he's trying to
though.
solve.
Yeah, she's
smart. That's
what
why I'm like, why are you acting like this?
Yeah,
But
you're
did
not,
he say
she's not-
that the story was different from Ophelia?
He didn't tell her. He said it, but like he mumbled it when she walked
Yeah.
away. So it was like she did. And I
don't
get-
think she knows.
I get it. She has no idea. I get why, but it's just funny to me because like she just is like, yeah, what do you mean?
She's probably thinking like, why was Harris being so weird
Weird
when I
about-
told him where she found her necklace?
And I think that if I was Fiona, that would be where I am. I'm like, what,
Yeah,
why do
you wouldn't be
care?
like, what's the mystery?
Yeah, I would literally be like, why do you care? It's like, get off of
What
it.
are the bigger picture here? Where are the clues?
Take notes.
Let's go to the law office. Let's figure this
This
out.
seems weird.
Actually, in Plessy versus no. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
exactly.
Like, start
Yes.
pulling up cases.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, so we also leave this episode on a huge cliffhanger. So the fight scene at the end, we see Jules and Ophelia finally attacking Landon and his partner, the get up assaulters. I don't know how to say that. But at any rate, you see them attacking them, and then the guys kind of get the upper hand and they cut both girls. And then one of the guys starts running away, and we see like them all over social media when they get caught. She gets them on the ground, and everyone's filming, and like now the vigilantes are public, and I'm scared for the girls.
Isn't that so true though? That if like a group of people saw that, it wouldn't be their first instinct to call the police. They'd be like, nope, gotta
Let me
tweet
film
about it.
them.
Yeah.
Nope, let's
Snapchat is
Periscope
waiting.
this.
Yeah.
Periscope
Facebook
live attack.
Live.
Like that's what we
That's
do. We're
so
like,
true.
gotta get those numbers up. Gotta get the followers. Not like someone's being attacked. They don't know that they're rapists. Like that innocent boy is being attacked. Let's
Film it. That's
It's
that-
about
Film it.
being like the first person to put it out there.
Right.
That's so
Like that's what
true.
it's about.
You
It
need
doesn't
those
even matter what the
retweets.
context
Christine
is.
gets it.
Yeah, you get it. You understand. You'd be the one filming it.
Christine.
No.
Love it, vicious.
Oh, this was tonight. No,
Gotta be the
but
first
Oh
one.
my god.
I wonder, yeah, what is it about us in our society that we're like, oh my god, this is dangerous. Let's film it.
Right?
My question is, did they catch her like
Throwing
throwing
the
it? Because that
was so
badass.
badass.
That was
That
so
was
badass.
the coolest scene when he was getting away. She's like, nope.
Yeah, I'm
That
like,
was
whoa.
great.
Yeah, and the fact that she like got his leg, like
And
I feel
not
like that was going
killed
for his
him.
head.
I was like,
I
I
did
thought
too.
he
I
was
was
gonna
like,
die.
I thought she was gonna kill him. I was like, they're gonna kill a second person. I'm
She's
like,
gonna
God.
kill someone
They're
else.
gonna
I was
kill
like,
a
that
dude.
would have been major if she killed somebody
In
in
On
front
front
of
camera?
people?
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
she's
I was
going
like,
to
that's it.
jail.
You're
That's
done.
it.
Yeah.
Done.
I
Like-
totally thought that she was gonna kill him, and I was like, well, that's-
God, what's gonna happen?
I don't know. Yeah, so I mean, I guess maybe this is the time to get into AfterBuzz predictions.
Prediction.
I'm trying to like.
Cue this.
There we go.
There we go.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I just feel like
I know. It's
this
like,
just feels
it's like we're in outer
appropriate.
space. I recently saw Star Wars, so
Oh, good. I
felt it was relevant.
So, okay, so now we are left with the winter finale being on this huge cliffhanger. I personally feel like Harris, because he knows. At this point, I think he knows at least that Ophelia is involved, and probably Jules because of her necklace. I don't think that he's going to go public with it. I think he is going to purposely mislead campus security and Officer Barton away from them because he's gonna. I still think he's gonna join the team. And to keep season 2 going, they can't know who the girls are. So I think he's gonna purposely mislead the police away from figuring out that they did it. Because at this point, it's out there, and I think he's the only one who can cover it up because he's smart enough and he has all that information. So that's me. I don't know.
Cool.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I second that. I think that aside from all that happening next week, something has to happen with Jyler. Like, I think that it's just going to come out in one way or another. Or I think that Tyler's going to confront Jules about, because it's like her body language changes whenever he brings it up. And up until this point, he hasn't noticed. But I feel like his body language has now changed when he talks about it. And it's becoming something that he can't really keep to himself and hide. And, she kept trying to get him to talk about it after the show when he was running out. Granted, she didn't know what he was really struggling with underneath, but I think it's just coming to a head, and he's gonna either blow up on her or ask her about it. I feel like she may slip up and say something, and that's just gonna come out. he's either going to ask her flat out, do you know anything about this? Or, I mean...
No, you're right.
Something's going to happen.
Especially now that this video's out.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
he'll at least talk to her about that. Like, well, you're seeing what's going on campus? Like,
Yeah, and she's like, well, those guys deserved, some sort of situation where, like, she might say too much.
Yeah.
And then it's going to open up that conversation. So.
Okay, I have 2 theories.
Fun.
Let's hear 'em.
One, my Nate one changed.
Okay.
Now, because he's extra paranoid, I think that as the season progresses, Jules is going to be like, I need to tell Kennedy. And then she's gonna be like, we need to talk tonight. And then Kennedy's gonna be like, I gotta go, Jules needs to talk to me. And then Nate is going to change the narrative and say to Kennedy, I know what she's gonna say. Listen, we cheated. Like, I'm so sorry. Ooh. And then by the time she gets to Jules, she's gonna be like, I know what you did. I know why you've been so weird, blah, blah, blah. That's how they're gonna find out. With Tyler,
okay.
I think what's going to happen is now that this is public, they're going to build a profile on this vigilante, and then they're going to connect the dots of how other people have been attacked. And I think Tyler's going to say to Jules, maybe that's what happened to my brother,
100%.
and he's gonna think maybe they killed my brother, maybe that's what that is, and he's gonna put 2 and 2 together with that. He's gonna be like set on a vigilante.
Do you think he will know it's her though, or do you think he'll just
No.
know that?
I
it's a
think it would be
vigilante?
cool if he did figure out that it was her, though.
Eventually, maybe, but I think in this season, he's just going to figure out, I mean, maybe the season finale, but at least for the next few episodes,
Yeah.
he's going to figure out it's a vigilante, because we don't know who this person, well, we know.
Yeah, right.
Who are the vigilantes? But I think that while everyone else is left in mystery, he's going to think, okay, this vigilante, this person's clearly been attacking rapists. I think they got to my brother. I mean, think about it. He had 3 sexual assault charges. Like, I'm sure they went after my brother, and maybe they killed him. I think that's where his head's going to go.
Ooh. And
Hopefully he puts it together.
I just wonder, how can their relationship progress
From that.
from knowing that you killed my brother? That's the only thing, is like, even in this whole timeline of this show, I'm thinking, if and when that comes out,
That's some Dr.
how
Phil
do
shit.
you, yeah, like literally though, how do you come back from like, oh, you killed my brother? Like, I feel like even stepbrother or not, how do you bounce back from that?
Just a whole episode of them on Dr. Phil.
Yeah, I would live for that episode. The Canadian witch says, I predict that Harris will protect them. I mean, I think she means the vigilantes. And then that Kennedy will learn or overhear Jules and Ophelia talking about Nate. That could be another. Do you think? Because she confides.
It can go
in
either
Ophelia
way.
about that,
It's very possible. I think, okay, straight up, I think Kennedy is going to figure it out before Jules tells her, regardless of what that story is. She's going to figure out something that'll make her confront Jules, whether that is just the affair or that she does think that it was rape.
Right.
Do you think
Regardless.
she'll find out that she was a vigilante before Harris?
No.
Okay.
No.
Also, and I guess like we'll wrap up soon, but do you think that there are other girls that Nate has been with? Because I don't know, part of me feels like maybe this is not, and maybe not that he rapes people, but like maybe he's cheated before.
I know what you're saying. I don't think so, because I think they're trying to make him out to be like
A nice guy.
like they want us to really to be in that gray area. Because now, I mean, if you just heard that conversation without knowing Jules, you'd be like, oh, they cheated. That's why she's always so weird
Right.
around him. Like that's what your mind would go to. And because he's also been kind of weird and had that talk with her, I don't know. I feel like that was a one-time thing,
Yeah.
just to make it even more in the gray area for the audience.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you all so much. Thank you, Canadian Witch, Michelle D,
Yeah.
and Joel, for being in the live
for
chat, and
joining
being
us.
there. I think we're gonna be wrapping up here very soon. Where can we find you all on social media this week?
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel, and check out my blog, catslipstickla.com, and go read How to Get Over Someone in 15 Easy Steps.
Well, it's hard to follow that. I'm your host, Christine Alexis. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Christine Beam.
Awesome. And I'm Ryann Graham. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 Instagram, and on Instagram at Instagram. Be sure to like AfterBuzz TV on Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, all of it, all of the
thumbs up.
things. Like and share this page. We love to talk to you guys. And remember, you are always welcome with us in the live chat every week. We will be here with the Sweet Vicious After Show. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Oh yeah, it is. Happy holidays.
Right? Happy holidays.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.